Good morning, everybody. I've noticed that Miss Haley is doing another live, talking all kinds of shit. And then, of course, she's got Lips on there, which Lips really doesn't have any clue really what's going on except what she's hearing from Haley. Okay. Excuse me. So we're going to go, I'm going to read these and I'll even read what I said. Okay. But I'm going to also post these eventually on this. So she can strike me all she wants. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Okay. So this new name that she has is Karma, Karma. Okay. Isabish, Isabish. Okay. She says, "Hey, it's me, Haley. Hey, I miss you, friend." I said, "What's up?" She says, "I saw messages." I sent her a picture of me with a face. I said, what he say to you?" "It's bad," she says. "I will message you later. I am going live. We have an outage, so Wi-Fi is off until 7:37 Central Time." And then she gave me a thumbs up. I say, "Okay, how bad? Did he hit you?" Then she sends me this foolish thing that says, Happy National Felons Day, since we making up holidays." "No, I hit him. Just let me text you in a little while from OC. He has no access to." She says, "I miss you." I say, because I'm feeding into the bullshit, okay, because this is not the only thing that she stated, okay, this is not the only one that she has, okay. I said, "Miss you too." She goes, "I've been in the bushes watching you." So I have a stalker, ladies and gentlemen. I have a stalker. That just says it right there. Watching you in the bushes. Okay. I said, okay, "My has been hard for you." She goes, "Internet is back." Deleted these, gave me a thumbs up. She says, "Hey, I missed a call from her." She goes, obviously you're mad. I get it. "Call me if you can. I can give you a good life." And then I missed a call from her. And then she proceeds to tell me something about I'm at T-Mobile getting a new phone that he's not going to have access to. I'm going to start a new email. So just whatever. She didn't say nothing after that. It just says so just. So I don't know what she was going to say. And then she sends me this little Mimi, says, I'm worried about the future. The higher self, it says, "Bitch, enjoy this motherfucking moment now." Being that she always wants me to call her, I said, "I need to get time for my phone." She says, "How much is it, baby? You mad at me? You got Cash App. I will send you my new number," with a thumbs up. And then she sends me an eye with, I don't know, it looks like a bra and panty set. Then I missed a call from her. And I think she meant to say you, but that's what she put, you. Then she gave me a thumbs up. Then she says, "I am gonna have a new account just for me and you to talk on." And I will prove these because I have them on my phone. So these will be posted. Don't worry about that. Okay. I said, okay. I said, it's a little over 50. And yes, I have Cash App. She says, okay, well, I don't get paid until 10/9, but I have it in another account. Do you need of, but she meant to say it. I said it would help, but you don't have to. She says, "I just got 2 new phones for 60 with my credit." I said, "That's nice." She says, "You have someone who has everything you need." And below that, she says, "Me," as in her. I said, "Really, babe?" So I sent her my Cash App. Then she sends me this, I think it's Cat Williams. It's a Mimi. It says, "Duh, She says, it will take me a minute. I will have to do it from work. I go in at 2, my time, as in her time. I have a home. I have a home. All I pay is power, water, Wi-Fi, and phones. We can build a house. Then she says, I'm being retarded. You with her, I'm being too nice. I said, I'm still at group, but we'll be heading home soon. She at home? I said, no, she's not. She says, what do you want in your video? She goes, I hope you like it shaved. I said, surprise me. Not once in the beginning of that did anything come up, right or wrong. Okay. I said, surprise me. And of course I do. She goes, I have a tattoo on my hoo-ha. I'm shy. I want you in my bed. And then she sends me 3 kissy lips. Okay. I said, show me. She says, I am at T-Mobile. I said, I'd lick it and make it squirt, which I said that the other day, right or wrong. Okay. She goes, I bet you can't. I said, I'm sure I can. She goes, I squirt, but are you that good? I said, yes, I am. It's been a long time, she says. I haven't had sex in 2 years. Okay. Then she sends me her new phone number. I said, I'll give it to you good. I said, but I need minutes. Then I can text you and call. I was just giving you my new number, is what she said. I said, okay, baby. She goes, am I just another bitch that you FW on YouTube? You're the only one I fuck with on YouTube. Right or wrong, I chit chat with everybody, but she's the only one I fucked with. Okay. I don't talk to anyone else that way. I talk to you. She goes, why am I so special? Did you see this? Did you see me this AM? I said, I didn't, babe. Remember, I can't. Usually the plan I get is unlimited, everything from my phone. She goes, you didn't what? I said, I didn't see you. She sends me 2 voice things. Okay. Then she goes, I don't know. Oh, look at her. She's on there. I don't know if you can listen to those. So one of them said that I looked really cute, and the other one said, you have talked to Mama Bear. Have you talked to Mama Bear? She says, would you ever leave her? No, my life was pretty good. I had Crystal's crazy ass in there. She was a YouTube channel that's pretty successful, and then Cher come in there with her managing Mod Ranch, just a flooring it, but her and her security curiosity of my manager, Mod, they always have been. And what is probably going to make act right? Are you? I don't know. I don't know. I just want you to hear. Then she says P, which I don't know what the letter P is for. Talk to text is the one misspelling words and not using them grammatically correct. Not me. I'm smarter than this damn Google because it's all were like they used here instead of like I'm here, I mean here. Like she just blabbles on that one. Plus probably the pinkest, prettiest pussy you'll ever see you get in your life. I'm flexible. I'm still flexible as fuck, by the way. She says, okay, baby, I'm almost home. I'll message you from the account that has the black shirt on kisses. Kisses all my coochie is what I need from you, Tucci. I said, I just got home. So that's the whole thing from Karma is a Bish. Okay. So if you remember what I just said, Scottish, yes, I heard of the Scottish. I am Scottish, you dumb bitch. Okay. Don't play with the Scottish. I'm Scottish and Indians. I don't give 2 fucks that your dad's a Mason. Understand that. Okay. So since Miss Haley likes receipts and facts, I will make it a point of my time tomorrow when I go to my group to go to my doctor and get a printout of the shots that I receive. It's called Vivitrol. So if you're smart, okay, Do your research on that shot, and you'll fucking learn about that shot. Okay? All right? So keep on playing, Haley, because I have a lot more to expose. And trust me, like I said earlier, we're taking this to YouTube. We're taking this to TikTok. In other words, what I'm saying to you, you might want to go to TikTok because that's what you're looking for. Okay? We're going to take it to Twitter, and I'll post all your shit on Facebook with your fucking pictures. So fucking play with me. Okay? Okay? You sit there and you say that those are your titties, that they were your sister's titties. Now it's a hooker's titties or a prostitute's titties. I don't give a fuck whose titties. You still sent titties. Okay? So how does that make you? You a hoe. Use a hoe. Okay? Use a hoe. Okay? Because if my moderators don't want you in here, they'll boot your ass. Okay? I don't have to have an all members only subscribing channel. Okay? I don't care who comes on my channel or on my panel. Okay? You don't scare me. Your family don't scare me. I can give two fucks. Understand that. Comprehend it. Put that in your fucking memory bank. Okay? You do a live and you get Ernie on there. When you talked all kinds of shit about Ernie. Okay? You sit there and you make it sound like all these people are your friends. You want to know something, Haley? There are good people on YouTube. Okay? There are very good people on YouTube. You're just fucking, I don't get butthurt. I don't get butthurt. Okay? You know, and then you have Lips coming on there talking about shit she has no idea about. Seriously. She has no idea what she's talking about. So the people that are on my panel, Haley, is they're friends. I look at them as friends. I may not physically know them, okay? But those are friends. Because you want to know something? Each of us stand behind each other, okay? Just like we did for you when you were getting bullied. We stood behind you. But see, that backfired in my face. But that'll never happen again. Because you're beat, you're dead, you're done, you're history. And I'm sure when I put minutes on my phone or I hook up to my Wi-Fi, I'm sure my phone is going to be blowing the fuck up like it did last night. Just like Tammy's did. Okay. So you play your games. Okay. And just to go back to your live when you stated that I said that Mama Bear is going to be the one that solves the Summer Wells case. Those words never came out of my mouth. What words came out of my mouth? And if you go back and rewatch my lives or my shorts, okay, what I said was it's probably not going to be law enforcement that solves that case. It's probably going to be the YouTube community, is what I stated. So get your fucking facts straight. Get your receipts in order. Get your documentation in order. Because I'm going to prove to you that what I say I do, I'm going to do. So you want evidence that I take that Vivitrol shot? Absolutely, I'll give it to you. I'll post it right on my wall, right on my panel.
And plenty of people do NA.
Okay, and a lot of people. You would be surprised the NA meetings that I attend. A lot of alcoholics go to NA because they get more out of the NA meetings than they do the AA meetings. Because it's pretty sad when my own counselor tells me after probably the 6th to 10th AA meeting, I'm probably going to want to leave that meeting and go have a fucking drink. I don't have that feeling when I leave an NA meeting and when I leave my groups. That's what's good. That's what's nice. So see, you think you know everything when you really don't know shit. Okay? So come at me with a little bit more, okay? Because it's not going to work in your favor, my dear. Sorry to tell you. It just sucks to be you. How does it feel being on that other side of the fence? Like I said to you before, I don't care about the views. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. When I go on your live or when I look at your live and watch it, you got two people. The most I've seen you ever have on a view for views is fucking 10 people. The most. And I might even be mistaken there. You know, I'm not a home wrecker for one. Okay. You left that door open. You continued to play, but you got played. You sit there and you just read it, which I'll post it. That way everybody can see it with their own eyes and not just from my voice. Okay. But they're going to see that you stated that you haven't had sex in 2 years. I also have other messages stating that John's moving out, that's all yours.
From kidney failure.
So, you know, he went from kidney failure to getting good news that everything's going to work out. Now, all of a sudden, he's getting another kidney transplant. Well, if he's getting a kidney transplant, shouldn't he be on dialysis? Because my grandfather had kidney failure, had problems with his kidney, and he had to go on dialysis. So, how does it work? Do you really have your facts straight? Do you really have your information? Do you go to every doctor appointment with him? You know, then I also have you sending me voice messages and messages while you're driving with John in the car and taking pictures of all these different haunted places or whatever the case may be with John. So what does that say for you? Just like all the messages last night. Tammy was right there. So what are you going to pull up on me?
Been there the whole time.
Mama Bear said, I have it stated that he's supposed to have assaulted her. I think I'm going to do some digging today down in Zachary, Louisiana. Yes, absolutely do that, Mama Bear. You know, and Haley, the thing is I don't give a fuck what type of lawyers you got. I'm not afraid of the law. What makes you think I'm going to be afraid of your lawyer? Really? Come at me with something a little bit better, please. Okay? Oh, good morning, Helen. Very nice of you to join us. I believe you came in before, but I'm just in this mood, you know, because I love these people that talk all this bullshit and really don't have a fucking clue when she's trying to make herself look good. Well, it's not going to work. It's definitely not going to work. Exactly. How long you been cheating on that man with John? You know, and then you bring up your ex-husband. That's a fucking cop. I don't give two fucks that he's a cop. He don't have no jurisdiction over me over here in New York. Are you fucking for real right now? So bring up all the fucking people you want. I know law enforcement too. I even know FBI agents. How about that? My grandfather and one was best friends for years. You want to play that game? I don't like using my contacts unless I desperately have to. I hunt. I've hunted with the main sheriff of Albany County. So play that fucking, like I said earlier, the ball's in your court. Guess what? Ball's back in my court. And I just scored a 3-pointer. What you score? 1 point. And I went away from you because you thought you were going to get one up on me. You know, you sit there. Good morning, angel on earth. You sit there and
Diesel.
you go on your live, and I think everybody's waiting for you to bring everything up. Well, just make sure that when you bring everything up, and I'm looking right at Tammy when I say this, bring it all up. Don't leave nothing out, is what I said earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave no parts out. Make sure you list it all.
And just to let you guys know, I didn't catch him because he was going behind my back. I've known from the day one that this was going on.
So see that?
Get over yourselves.
You know, see that, Haley? You know, you think you have one up on, you don't.
So jealous.
You got caught. You got caught. That's what you said. You got caught. John caught you. John seen all your messages. Okay? You're the one that kept on asking me, is she home? Is she home? Is she home? Not once did I ever ask you if John was there. What the fuck is John going to do to me? Nothing. Nothing.
That's why she's blowing up my phone apologizing.
Oh, I'm not going to, Mama Bear, I'm not leaving shit out. It's all going to be put on there. Even my voice messages. I don't care. I don't care. She thinks she's playing me. She's not playing me. She's got played. She got played. You know, then she wants to blame the fucking relapse on Roe. You can't blame your relapse on anybody. Like I said before, if you actually know anything about NA, NA is for alcoholics too. Because you know what? If I didn't drink, I would have never really touched a booger sugar. That's the only time I do it. I don't go out and fiend for it. I'm not a fiend. Do I miss alcohol? Absolutely not. You know what I like enjoying? When Tammy and I sit down and have a cup of coffee. That's what I enjoy. That's what I like. Okay. I like it when her and I sit in the bedroom, we watch TV, and I got my cats up there and the whole 9 yards. Okay. She is a nasty bitch trying to break up a happy relationship. She ain't breaking nothing up, Angel. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Tammy ain't going nowhere, and I ain't going nowhere. We're in it for the haul, the long haul. Okay. She just thinks she's gonna try to get one up on me, and she can't. And you know the sad thing about it is,
I didn't think it was going to work out that perfectly. That's all I'm
you know,
saying.
and the sad thing about it is as I'm smiling, smirking, Tammy's doing the same thing because she's sitting right across the table from me.
I can't get over that. I was breaking a crime that I didn't know I was breaking. I guess I'm the biggest drug dealer in Fulton County, New York.
Hello, Taylor. Oh, I know, Angel. I know. She thinks she's got it, but you know, she really doesn't.
Let her think what she wants.
You know, she can think what she wants. You know, she can pull in all the people she wants. You know, she talks about, you know, getting this one in on her panel and that one on her panel. I noticed PG was in there this morning, and I'm not saying nothing negative about PG because you guys,
she'll find out.
Everybody already knows how I feel about PG. I find her to be funny. You want to see? There's Tammy. Okay, there you go. Like I said, Tammy's sitting right across from me. You know, she sits there and she says she wants to get this one, get that one on her panel.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's why I don't really pay attention to them, Tina. You know, I don't comment on their shit, you know, but it is what it is. But I got my moderators, and I believe you're a moderator too. So I got my girls out there. They're keeping an eye out. And I'm sure Mama Bear's doing her thing and A1 and all that. I noticed Suzette was on. Oh, yes, Tina. Tammy is much cuter than Haley. You know what? I wish, honestly, and I'll say this in front of her, you know, because I do care about her and I do love Tammy. I wish Tammy would take out a little bit more time for herself to do her hair and to do her little bit of eye makeup because Tammy does not wear a lot of makeup. And when I tell you a lot, not a lot, not a lot. Okay. Her face is not caked on with makeup. She doesn't have this big blue streak. You know, Tammy looks very good when she does her makeup the way she does it. And Tammy is a very attractive woman. Haley, I don't think you got an ass like Tammy, though, to be honest with you. I hate to say it, but I'm telling you, you don't have an ass like Tammy. You know, I mean, if you want to compare asses, I'll be more than glad to take a picture of Tammy's ass, and you can take a picture of yours, and we can swap pictures to see whose ass is better. All right, and I'm saying that with a smirk, and I'm laughing about it because I'm not going to post my woman's ass, a picture of her ass on any channel. Okay. Yes, Tammy is naturally pretty. We don't need to look like the next curbside hooker. Oh my God, Mama Bear, you're fit to be tied this morning, but I love it. I love it. So Haley, you want to keep on playing these games. We can play these games. You come up on here, you talk this shit, and then you get off. Well, guess what? Come back up, talk shit. Because if I really have to, I mean, I can actually pull up everything on my phone and take screenshots with Tammy's phone, and I can post them if you would like me to. So, like I said to you earlier, game's on. Game's on. I don't know who the hell you're talking to about pedo. You might want to go somewhere else with that shit. Okay? Because let me tell you something, I protect kids. If somebody ever hurt kids, trust me, they wouldn't be found anymore. I believe our law should be eye for an eye. What you do to a child should be done to you. That's my true belief. Mama Bear, the thing is everybody thinks that you turn me against them. And that is Haley's belief that you turned me against her. And then she made the comment, I believe, Tammy was sitting right here, that she never asked you to become matchmaker between her and I, which I find to be bullshit because, like I said to you last night on the live, you and I've never held anything from each other. Never. We've always been honest with each other and straightforward. If you see me fucking up, you're going to be the person to tell me, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Just like me. Just like when I first started talking to you again, I asked how everything was doing. I asked if you were still with Cattle King. You said yes. I said, how's my buddy doing? Those were my words. Because I didn't talk to you for so long.
She's never showed any kind of shadiness about her, so why would we?
I can't, and just like Tammy said, you never showed any shadiness. But there's a lot of shady people in this world.
Simple.
Exactly, Mama Bear, exactly. So Haley can play her games, but my game's going to be a little bit better, Haley. A little bit better. I can almost bet that my game's going to be better, to be honest with you, because it's really not going to work out in your favor, to be honest. You may think it will, but it probably most definitely will not be. Sorry, ladies.
After we're done, we can really do a Lifetime movie.
After we're done with this, guys, I think we should try to get a hold of a producer or something and maybe do a Lifetime movie. I just lost 4 subs last night. Oh, why'd you lose 4 subs, Taylor? Is that Haley pulling her bullshit? Oh, good morning, Nada.
And tell them that there's stuff I do say in the background.
Oh, and Tammy always says stuff in the background. So they say, oh, Tammy tells Munch what to say. No, it's just certain things that are on my mind to where I just don't come out and say it right away. And she reminds me. And you know what? I'll tell you guys, like I always mess around with her. She's my secretary. But I'm going to start, I got a notebook and I think I'm going to start taking notes. I'm going to start writing certain shit down just to make it a little bit more interesting. Haley sits there and says how today's her day off and she's going to have a wonderful day. Whoa, I bet you I fucking put a burst in that bubble, didn't I? Bet you're fucking fuming now, huh? Huh. I'm glad I was able to make your day a little bit brighter. Okay? Because you want to know something? Guess what? You sit there and tell me that you sleep in your bed by yourself and that John sleeps on the couch. Guess what? Me and Tammy woke up in the same fucking bed this morning, side by side, sharing the same blankets. So, well, I had some BS happen because others on these streets, oh, and the new lie on my family is death. His death is hitting me. Oh, wow. We got to get on there too. We got to get, it's like, hey, I'm all for, sticking up for people. I love that shit. I love when people bully people and say stupid shit. I love that shit. You know, people are assholes. Okay. There's certain people that are real assholes. And it's a shame because why do that? Why be assholes? Don't do cigarettes, please. Well, you do what you want to do, Sally. I'll do what I want to do. I quit drinking, so I'm not giving up both right yet. But I will. I will donate you what? $2,000 to do what? What are you donating $2,000 for? I want to hear this one. Let's hear that one now, please.
Money talks. Show it.
Dear John needs to write Haley a letter. Yeah. That was Angel. That was definitely Angel. Oh, I don't like trolls and fuckery. Oh, I don't either. But you know what?
Sometimes you get fun out of it.
Taylor says, Munch asked mom after live. Okay, I will. Yeah, the trolls don't like the truth. That's very, very true. There's 10 minutes timed out. Who's 10 minutes? Who got timed out? Some of you guys timed somebody out? Nice.
We were just about to get $2,000. Damn.
But Haley sits there and says how Mama Bear disrespected her and started talking shit about her. No, where you made the mistake. I'm going to put it to you this way, Haley, and I hope you're listening. Okay. Where Mama Bear made the mistake. Mama Bear's the one that made the mistake. Okay. Mama Bear made the mistake of letting you back in. That's the mistake. Mama Bear learned. Mama Bear's not going to let that happen again. Just like you won't be included in my fucking panel. Because if my girls see you, okay, and I'm gonna call them my girls, the ladies. I'm gonna call them the ladies. They are the ladies. Okay, because the ladies that I deal with, they're mature women, is what they are. And you don't like that. You claim to be 42 years old, but you want to call me an old man. You can call me whatever you want.
She wasn't calling you an old man when on text messaging.
You can call me an old man all you want.
Or messenger.
I'm 53 years old. I'll be 54. So if you think I'm old, oh well, it's all good. I'm in trouble for letting her nasty ass back in. Yes, I'm sure you did.
But to hate to say
Good
it,
morning,
Mama Bear
Connie.
never said
Good morning,
anything
Connie.
negative about you at all.
Nope.
To us.
Nope. Mama Bear never said anything negative to you.
She just said, be cautious. That was it.
Okay. So you just think what you want to think.
Keep on talking shit about Mama Bear.
Yep. I mean, because I'll just keep on posting more shit. And don't worry, the ones that I read today, I will post. That way everybody can see that with their own two eyes. Yes, Mama Bear is fair and gave a chance. But if you shit in her face or behind her back, yeah, you're right. Oh, Nada says I'm older. Laugh out loud.
Well, she's a very attractive woman for her age.
It's, I think, Bandit.
BB.
But yeah, I mean, so Haley, come on, play your games. Guy, come on, get down. Keep on playing your games. I'm good with it. You wanted to play.
Hey.
You wanted to play. So we can play. Just like I will prove that I am. On the Vivitrol shot. So since everybody's smarter than the average bear, you can do your research on the Vivitrol shot And it will state to you that it is for alcohol and opioids and probably other things. But I take it for the alcohol and it works very well. That's why I don't drink. So get your facts straight, Hallie. You know, you say that I'm probably not on the Vivitrol trial, but I'm going to prove it because you motherfuckers like fucking facts. You like paperwork. You like documentation. So I'll prove it. I'll be more than glad to prove it. I have nothing to hide. See, this is what fucks you people up because you think that I can't prove shit. And I have. And if I can't prove it right then and there, I'll make sure I get the proper information and the proper proof to make sure I have the proper proof. Okay? You use Roe as an excuse because you relapsed because you were watching her live. That's an excuse. Okay? Because if you were any kind of drug addict and if you ever went to any kind of NA meeting, you would learn firsthand, okay, that you relapse
Sure.
before you
Get
even
off of her.
physically do it. Okay? So don't use Roe as an scapegoat. She might have triggered you, but that relapse was already set in your mind. It's a proven fact. So until you can prove me different, kiss my ass. How about that? And, you know, like your live last night, you know, you need to really learn how to spell because the dragon that you spell is is that historical creature, mystical creature, or whatever. Okay. Dragon is Dragging. That's dragging. You spelled dragon. So who's fucktards? Huh? Who's the fucktard? Not me. I can spell. But you're an educated woman, you say. I don't know how. Okay. I mean, honestly, I can't say I feel bad for you because, you deserve this, because you thought you were going to play multiple sides and it backfired.
We've been on the same.
I haven't switched sides. You know what team I'm on? Are you guys ready? I'm on Team Mama Bear. Okay?
She hasn't lost anybody like you guys all want to keep on saying.
She still has the same people following her. She still has her same moderators. She hasn't lost anybody. If anything, she's gained people.
And it's only been the people that have been dirty
Okay.
that she has lost.
Of course, we always have the trolls. They want to become somebody important or whatever. And I hope Andrew's looking at this because this isn't about Andrew. Honestly, it's not about Andrew. Just like I did a short, 2 shorts this morning. Andrew, just watch your back. Just watch your back. That's all I'm saying. Lips, she has no idea what the fuck she's talking about. That live last night was a fucking joke because her and Dippy get into it, and then all of a sudden she has to block Dippy. Why? Because she didn't answer a question that you asked. She's trying to explain herself, but all of a sudden you had her blocked by 420 of one of her own fucking people that goes on Andrew's live. Team kick a bitch. Well, slap a hoe. Really, Connie? It's too early. Listen, Connie, it's too early. It's too early to deal with you, Connie. Okay. Listen, I'm very thankful that Act Rate isn't in here right now.
She might be in the bushes.
Yeah, she's in the bushes. She's got the eyes. So what else can we talk about? Because I can keep on going on Haley all fucking day. Because she is about an idiot. She thinks she has friends on there. She brings up Ernie, She's talked so much shit about Ernie, it's unreal.
And then she wants
And-
to try to compare her worth ethic with mine. My worth ethic will blow her out of the water.
Yes, no loyalty among liars. Absolutely true, A1. Absolutely true. You know, I appreciate all you guys, all you women, all, you know, even if the men are on here, I appreciate all of them. Every one of you. You know, so I think I think I'm gonna take this to the next level. I think I might figure out, you know, I might get in contact with Mama Bear later, and because there's money in drama. There's money in drama. I like this. This is pretty good. You know, if I knew about all this shit fucking, you know, back when it all started, fuck, you know what? I would have done this a long time ago. And you know what? The only reason why I got into the YouTube shit, yes, Mama Bear had a little, you know, little doing with it, you know, but it was something that was said that was brought up in one of my previous lives, you know, and I'm not going to go there, but it was brought up, and that's why I got on there, because I don't like, you know, I don't like people being bullied. And if Haley, if you consider just being me bullying you, take it as it is, take it as you want. I don't care. I'm just giving you a taste of your own medicine, because you just think you can talk the shit that you talk.
She had friends.
You know,
and then she
you
wanted to
go
play it.
on your live and say that you're going to get ready to post all this shit. Post it. You beat around the bush. You beat around the bush. You don't post what you're going to say, but I'm gonna trust and believe. I just read the whole thing of the one, but I'm going to post that one. Bet your ass I'm gonna. And then I'm going to post the next one. And then I'm going to post the next one. And then we'll post all Tammy's. Okay. So let's go there. Voice clips after voice clips after voice clips. Last night, before I left Tammy's father's house from dinner, I had 6 or 8 new voice things
More than that.
from Haley before I even left the house, and I didn't even listen to them. But I'm going to save them because I want it to be a surprise to me, too. You know, so you sit there and you go on your live and say, I'm a home wrecker.
She's the one that wanted our Facebook information.
How do you figure that I'm a home wrecker? You haven't had sex in 2 years. John's moving out. You guys fight and argue every day, and he abuses you mentally, emotionally, and physically, is from what you said. Okay, because I have that on there too.
But he's your soulmate.
That he supposedly smacked you, abuses you. I have that. Don't worry, everybody will see it. I'll guarantee you that. Okay, I'll guarantee you that. I'm not going to hide nothing. Why am I going to hide anything?
But she claims that he's her soulmate, but yet here she is
Yeah.
messaging other dudes.
Yeah, that's your soulmate.
Please.
Huh?
You don't even know what a soulmate is, lady. Oh. And
You know,
Lips, she can talk all the shit she wants about me. It don't bother me.
You know, it's pretty bad when none of you people on the other side know Tammy, but you have all this shit to talk about somebody when you know nothing about her. You sit there and say how she's the biggest drug dealer in Fulton County. Well, I put it to you this way. Run her name. As a matter of fact, I'll do one better. I'll actually contact my buddy, which is a police officer, and I'll have Tammy's arrest record brought up. I'll have a copy of it if you'd like to see it. But you know what you're going to be looking at? You want to know what you're going to be looking at? A blank piece of fucking paper is what you're going to be looking at. Now, mine, on the other hand, you're going to have a folder like this, but probably stacked up like that. Am I proud of it? Absolutely not. Did I fuck up in life? Absolutely. Am I a convicted felon? Absolutely not. I can own guns legally. I can vote. I have a hunting license. Okay? So don't play the law with me. Like I said, I don't give a fuck who you know. But if you want to know information about Tammy, I can get you her arrest record. Like I said, it's going to be a blank piece of paper. Is she the biggest drug dealer in Fulton County?
I don't know.
I would really like to know where the fuck you came up with that cockamamie bullshit. Okay, you're sitting there in Walmart sending us a picture of a breakaway box in Walmart. What is that? Are you sending me something? What are you sending me? Are you sending me the drugs that Tammy is supposedly dealing? Are you sending me that big box of Xanax?
Is she a supplier?
Are you my supplier? Are you my supplier of Xanax? Because that's your famous thing. That's what you love to do. You admitted that to me. Okay. And I have that on there too, that you were going to stop by your man's house and get some. Remember? Or did you forget about that? But don't worry, everybody's going to see that. Everybody's going to love everything that comes up on my messages. Yeah, they might look at me, well, Munch, you shouldn't have done that, or you shouldn't have said that. You're right. You're right. But I had to play the game. I had to play the game. Yeah, Munchables, Helen says. Munchables. Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to take those Munchables because I'm not a pill popper, to be honest with you.
As soon as
I don't even like listen, when I have to take something for a headache, I don't even like the feeling in my mouth of the pills. No, I'd rather deal with my headache as long as I can, honestly. You asked Tammy, I had all I could do, even before I got the shot, the Vivitrol shot, I was taking gabapentin because gabapentin takes the cravings away for alcohol also. I didn't even like taking them, but I had to. But I stopped taking them, and that's when I went back to drinking. So that's when I decided, almost 60 days ago, to get the shot. And I feel good. I feel good. Tammy and I don't argue like we once did. And the arguments wasn't started. She didn't start the arguments. Me being under the influence, I would nitpick at stupid shit. I'm working on that. It's like this morning she had to go take care of an errand. When she got back and she was only gone, what would you say? 20 minutes? If that. I had the dishes done in the sink. And
I had to go pay our rent.
And there wasn't many. She had to go pay her rent, just in case everybody wants to know. But
What's your drug run?
But the dishes were done. The kitchen floor was swept. I got to still mop it.
We always made a good team like that, though.
The floors were vacuumed. I have to do my litter boxes tonight, of course, because tonight is garbage night. I went outside and I picked up all the dog poop. I have no problem with that. She may not say, oh, hey, I appreciate that. I know she does because it's something that she doesn't have to take care of. Or I'll do it in the morning, and if the dogs go out there, she'll go out at night and pick it up. Vice versa. Like she'll take care of one room, the one spare room where all the kitties are. I'll take care of the bedroom. Whatever. It's an equal thing. See, everybody thinks they know Tammy when they really don't. Yes, you were with us when we were going to do things, Mama Bear. Absolutely. Do I wish that Tammy and I could spend a little bit more time together to where she wasn't so tired? Absolutely. It'll come to that. It'll come to that. I'll guarantee it. But it's a team effort. That's why I'm glad we don't have roommates. Well, I got 6 big roommates and then 9 little roommates. And they're all my babies. They're all my fur babies. And I love every single one of them. So, Haley, you can come at me any which way you want. You think you're going to broadside me? Absolutely not.
I get a kick out of her now all of a sudden calling an old, wrinkly, all this old man type shit. That wasn't what she was saying on those messages.
Exactly.
She was desperate. You got to be your own hero, Haley, not a man. I learned that a long time ago.
Oh, my God, Connie. I bet
Oh, Jesus, I can
bet you
imagine.
do take care in the bedroom, laughed out loud. Eyebrows bopping. Connie, go back to bed. You need a nap. Easy, Connie. There's already one scored want to be a mistress. Yes. One scorned mistress.
You gotta fight. You gotta fight over him with the act right now, though. I'm sharing it with act right
Yeah,
right now.
I gotta go see Act Right for 6 months or 6 weeks or whatever the fuck it is. You know? No, I know you're not, Connie. I know you're not. Listen, this is, listen. And it just like, somebody sat there and said how I supposedly talked dirty to Mama Bear.
Oh, God,
Not
no.
once. Not once. And she'll tell you this. Have I ever disrespected her or talked to her in any way, shape, or form in that manner? Not once. Yesterday was the first time because I wasn't going to message her. I fucking called her. Okay? I called her and she picked up. And the first thing that I said to her said, "Let me see your titties." She just looked at me. I said, "Did you hear me?" She goes, "No." I said, "I'm going to say it again." And that's when her and I got into a conversation. But Mama Bear will tell you, I've never spoke to her that way. Never.
Cattle King, on the other hand.
Now, the way Cattle King and I talk to each other, that's a different story, But I would never talk to Mama Bear like that. I would never talk to A1, Nada, Suzette, Helen, Connie.
I was going to say, don't forget Connie now.
Connie, and whoever, Tina. I would never. I would never. Because I have respect for you women.
You have respect for women that have respect for themselves.
Haley doesn't have respect for herself. She's very vulnerable. She's an easy target. Very easy target. Haley has to get at the end of the line. Haley, that's from A1.
Oh, I thought that was Connie.
Nope, that's A1. Haley has to get to the end of the line. I can't argue with you there, A1. I can't argue.
Maybe we should put Cash App up on the.
I'm telling you, I'm thinking about doing the Cash App thing, and all that bullshit. Just because everybody does that. You notice with Andrew, it's the Cash App and the PayPal. I don't even know how to even fucking do half this shit, to be honest with you. Like I said, I just go on here and do this for fun. I like doing this. I get good laughs out of it. We joke around. We have a good time. But we also know how to take shit serious. And that's what it should be all about. Haley needs to keep her puss in her. Oh boy, that's Angel. I'm gonna leave neat green. Oh my God, Tina may or may not have boobies left. Oh my! Listen, don't even get me going right now, Nada. About Tina, because Mama Bear says I know this person, and I can't remember. Why? Because I was under the influence. That's why. I was always drinking when I was on Andrew's lives.
And once we advertise the one message about a phone card and money, they're going to make it seem like he was drifting. No, he wasn't. It was you'll see the messages. You use your own mind of what you think it is.
And you're very right, A1. We do it all for fun. It's no different than if somebody goes on there and attacks Mama Bear, I'm going to defend her. If somebody goes on there and says something about A1, Nada, Angel, doesn't matter, Helen, I don't care who it is. I'm going to jump in there and defend them. Why wouldn't I? Because they didn't do nothing to me. I'm sorry that other person got butthurt because something was said about you. Is it the truth? That's the only time you can tell when shit is the truth, because people get butthurt very easily. Okay? Have you seen me get butthurt? I'm just out here defending myself when shit is talked. Walked away for a minute. What about boobies, Connie? She says that you have boobies, Tina. And I was also told Haley, that blue twat waffle. Oh my God, Angel. Oh my God. What have I got myself into here? And somebody told me, Tina, that I know you, but I cannot fucking remember. That's what's fucked up. Okay. So I'm sure you're sitting there laughing. This fucker don't. I have a peanut. No, get the fuck out of here. No, you don't.
I want to show your. Then show it.
No, don't. No, no, I don't want to see your peanut.
It'll be so maybe little that we can't porn bomb you.
Use Connie a whole 22 cents on them. Oh my God. Jesus fucking Christ.
Connie.
No, that's Mama Bear.
Oh.
You know, but it is. It's fun. It's all done out of fun. When we sit here and joke around, but I can get serious. You know,
I met some pretty good chicks.
you know, I've met some really good people on here. Seriously. Like Act Right. I mean, I need to change her name to Timeout Queen or something. You know. But I like Act Right. I mean, she's comical.
She was brilliant yesterday.
I mean, she was brilliant.
We were not even expecting
I was.
it.
Listen, you guys took me by surprise last night with that shit. Like I was. Listen, I haven't been speechless in a while, and last night, like the cat got my fucking tongue. With all due honesty, I could not believe that was going on. I felt like I was being used, abused, and tossed to the side. That's all I feel. Okay. Munch, your Tina has a peanut. I don't fucking think so, Mama Bear. Better stop this shit. Tell him be careful. She will hit on you. Tina, it's not funny. It's not funny. I need another coffee. Please. Thank you.
Mama Bear should be making your coffee.
Munch is Tina. Yeah. Here we go. Everybody's Tina. I already got it. I'm not going to even fucking go there. Let's get off the Tina subject right now, okay? I'm not going down that road again with you, Mama Bear. Now Tina says I'm Tammy. Well, Tina, whoever you are, because I'm told that I know you, but whoever you are, don't change. Please, don't change. Because you're fucking awesome and you're comical. You're comical. So needless to say, ladies, there's more info that I am going to definitely put out there.
Mama Bear's got the equipment.
Because Mama Bear's got the equipment. Eventually, once I get a hold of my father, I'm going to have the equipment too. Because I will definitely make sure my father hooks me up with a fucking computer, and a very good one. Because he builds them. But I just want it to be the right time, the right moment. And I'm not going to give all of it out at once. We're going to play. We're going to play. We're going to give them little pieces and let them wonder what's coming up next. You know, because they all think they got something up on me. And they don't. They don't, because Tammy knows. What do they got up on me? Oh, he's hiding it. He's hiding it. Yes, Taylor, I love Act Right too. She's awesome. She is comical. So if Helen says I have a wiener, really? Here we go, another one. Oh my God, will you guys stop already? Holy shit. Now everybody's got a wiener. Helen's got a wiener. Tina too. Tucking it. Tina says I'm tucking it. Oh my God.
Now, if they look up my mother's record, they're going to want to run.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, but like I said, I'm just going to put little pieces out there. I'm not going to give it all at once because we're going to have fun, Mama Bear. We're definitely going to have fun with this. We're just going to give them a little taste here. We're going to give them a little taste there. Oh, good afternoon now, SS Brown. But yeah, we'll definitely do that. You know, little taste here, little taste there. Play the game a little bit. I'm all for it. I know Mama Bear's all for it. And I'm sure you all will be just fine with it.
People want to fuck around, no? This is what happens.
And good afternoon, Beth Ann. You know, so it's only going to get just better. It most definitely isn't going to get worse for me because I can expose myself. I don't need anybody to expose what I did because I have no problem admitting what I did. But Tammy also knew about it. I didn't get caught. Haley got caught from John. Okay. So let's just make that straight. Haley's just a little butthurt, is what it is. Because she's going to be exposed of the way she is, the type of person she is. Yes, Mama Bear, Beth Ann is Tina now. Okay, I get it. Everybody is Tina. I'm gonna change my goddamn name to Tina Has a Peanut. So, I'm trying to think of, I mean, like what I just read earlier, I will definitely send Mama Bear, or I'll figure out how to do it myself. And she can strike me all she wants. I don't care. You think I really give a shit? I gotta go. Have a good day, everyone. Peace and love. Have a good day, Nada. Speak later.
See you later, Nod.
Yes, secondhand embarrassment is real. And the thing is if you ask Tammy and I've been together over 2 years, 2.5 years. Have you ever seen me embarrassed? Do I get embarrassed? So good luck. Good luck.
But you don't really do embarrassing. You might do embarrassing behavior stuff.
Yeah, I
but
might.
You don't
Yeah,
do, like
yeah.
embarrassing stuff, like
But she,
shitting his pants or,
but she can try to do whatever she wants, whatever she wants. She goes on there last night in her live and she says, how'd she word it? I give no permission of this being recorded. You're not using my content for your lives or whatever the case may be. If you do, or if I find out you do, I will strike you.
we're not going to lose any money off of it. So strike all you want.
Well, I don't need to restream your live to do my live. I'm doing my live just perfectly fine by myself. I'm not like, I mean, yes, if I have to, I'll listen to, oh boy. Cattle King's on. Once you speaking the truth about exposing himself. He has exposed himself to me more than once. Mama Bear, put him back to bed. And it's not funny, Mama Bear. Put him back to bed.
Oh, we started seeing some shady shit, so we
Yes, and that's what I said. Content can be reviewed, which is fine. I don't care who reviews me. I don't.
in our inbox.
It's I don't give a shit. What I get a kick out of is when people, do their lives and then they're restreaming your live for their live to get that content.
But they really don't.
But they don't really get shit.
And the views that they get are the ones that are coming from you.
And the fucking problem is most of the time that when these people restream my lives, your lives, doesn't matter. They leave a lot of shit out. If you really think about it, they leave a lot of shit out. If you're gonna restream it, restream the whole fucking thing.
And if you're gonna make people believe you're actually talking to your children or a certain somebody, make it real. That was pretty clever last night. And I'm not going to say his name. He'll know who I'm talking about. Make it more believable.
Just like I did a short earlier, because people think Tammy is a mean person. Okay? Tammy's by far. Munch, I meant her wanting to strike you, you are within terms of service. Okay. As I was saying, in my shorts earlier, and maybe even in my live, I stated that Tammy is a good person, which she is. She's a very good person. She'll give the shirt off the back of the person that needs it. She has actually in the middle of winter, doing her runs or whatever.
Somebody out of a snowbank.
Doing her run, she shoveled somebody out of a snowbank. She actually pulled a couple people out of ditches. That's the type of person Tammy is. Tammy was the type of person to where, with us living here and Andrew and Elisa living where they reside at now, a couple different times Elisa would call or text Tammy to see if Tammy could take her to the store. Did Tammy say no? No, she did not. She picked her up and took her to the store. So there wasn't always a hate relationship there.
I just didn't cater to
Okay.
the whole situation.
I don't regret giving her a hand with shit. Absolutely not. Her runs, like drug runs, joke. That's Tina.
Oh, it's funny because when I do my runs, I gotta rephrase myself when I do runs. I'll even joke with customers like this. There's this one. He was like a Jamaican. He was Jamaican, and I was delivering to him, and he comes over, and I said, "Listen," I said, "I'm doing my run." I said, "Where is everybody?" Like I made a joke out of it, and he couldn't stop laughing. I was making a joke out of him being a Jamaican. So I have fun while I do my job.
Yeah.
And it's not as easy as somebody says it is, please. I go up 3 stories for families, for children, so that way the moms don't have to leave their house.
I don't like that comment, Miss Mama Bear. She goes, "Yep, Tammy is a keeper, even if we throw Munch away." Well, Munch ain't going nowhere. Okay? Munch ain't going nowhere. But that's the type of person Tammy is. You know, people want to make Tammy out to be this person that she's not. Can Tammy be a bitch? Okay. Did I push her to that point? Yes. Okay, there you go. I admitted it. I pushed her to that point. I don't like the C word. I very seldomly will you ever hear me say that C word.
I don't ever hear you say it.
And Tammy will sit here and tell you in the 2.5 years that we've been together, she might have heard it once.
He's never called me one.
I've never called her one. We can carpet munch, really, Helen? Listen, and it's sad that you say that because that's what Haley called me earlier in her life. Well, let's see what Mr. Carpet Munch has to say today. Well, of course I'm a carpet muncher. I don't suck penis. So yes, if you want to call me a carpet muncher, I'll be a carpet muncher. But just to let you know, Tammy has no carpet on that landing strip. That's nice and smooth, like a baby's ass. Okay. You know, Lips wants to go on there and say disease and STDs. Bitch, who are you talking about? Are you talking about yourself? Because you do realize that don't buy the black market Viagra from Tammy. I got one and it got stuck. Wait a minute. This motherfucker.
Is it Cattle King?
Yes, that's Cattle King. I got one and it got stuck in my throat. I had a stiff neck for hours. What the fuck is wrong with him? Oh my God.
Mama Bear, what the?
Listen, I just lost my whole fucking train of thought now. Helen says no pubes with a laughy face. Absolutely, no pubes. Absolutely. So what the fuck was I saying? It's like Cattle King, you got me fucking dumbfounded. Flip flop time for you, sir. Yeah, not me. Why me? Cattle King. I got shag carpet pubes. Helen says, "Oh my God, my God." Listen, whoa. This is way too TMI, too much information for me. Okay, I don't need to hear all this shit from you ladies. All right? Which I don't care because Tammy's sitting right there. That way I can't be blamed for nothing. Okay, Tammy is sitting right across from me. All right, because I know where people will go with this. You guys know how it'll go too, because they'll be like, "Oh my God, now look at the way they're talking to each other." There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with sitting back and joking around. Okay, nothing. So what was I saying before? I know me either, because Cattle King got me all fucked up. Cattle King, shut up. Okay. But you know, she sits there and goes on there, and you know, because things aren't working in her. Yes, I'm blushing, Helen. You're probably maybe the second or third person in my 53 years of living that's probably made me blush. Okay. And it's not funny. Well, hell, they can talk it in your box. They just speaking openly. Absolutely, absolutely.
Has any of these girls met his mom or his dad or his brother?
Yeah, none of it. You know,
His nephew?
and you want to know something? You know what really pisses Elisa off is that Tammy met my mother and father first because Elisa thought because she was my best friend that she should have met my mom and dad. That didn't work. Tammy's the only one actually that I've dated since my divorce that's met my mother and father, to be honest with you. Okay. Tammy. Tammy's actually sat down and had dinner, breakfast with my parents, with my family. She met my sister. She sat in my sister's house. She sat in my sister's screened in porch. So what does that say? Are you mad because she met my parents first? You know?
Right.
But it is what it is. But I like doing this. You know, this is what it should be about. Lips got herpes from Haley's Blue Waffle. Oh my God, Angel. Do you think Haley's carpet munch matches her drapes? Does she squirt sparkles all over? That's Connie. That's fucking Connie. Oh my God, Connie. What is wrong with you?
And all these women have men supposedly, and they're online.
That's what I said to Mama Bear. Oh my God, Connie. Oh my God. I don't think Connie had enough coffee or she had too much coffee. One or the other. Not enough or too much. You know, they sit there and they say, you know, and one thing, you know,
I'm gonna feed them while you're doing that.
Cattle Kings and RSL. Okay. Well, if you think that, prove it. You know, everybody's all about this proof, paperwork.
And all the shit that they do have on people is fucking ridiculous.
You know, they sit there and they say they have, you know, this information, but they don't want to prove it. They don't want to show it. We need to know these answers. Question. Yes, not enough. Only one so far. Yeah, that's why you're being the way you are. You're not at only one coffee. But you know, you guys are hot and heavy into this information. You know, the other side. Well, if you think that, and if you say that he is, well, prove it. You know, it's like, hey, it's kind of like when Roe went on there and said something about guitars and how somebody was getting extradited back from Florida to New York. Actually, Poughkeepsie, New York. We did the research, and we even sent it to Mama Bear. It's not even spelt. The last name's not even spelt the same, and that guy doesn't even look like Cattle King. Okay. $68. I'll owe you one. Really, Helen? Hey, enough, boys. Now. You know, so it's like I said, you know, they like proof, they like facts, they like documentation. Well, prove it. Prove it. Because like Haley said earlier, receipts. Well, guess what? I got receipts just like you got receipts. Okay. You can expose me all you want. You know, you can expose me all you want, but I'm going to expose you. You know, you go on your live and say that you're going to post all this shit. Post it. Post it. Because I'm definitely going to post it. But like I said to Mama Bear, we're going to do it in clips. Okay? We're not going to put it all out there at once. We're going to do a little here, a little there, a little bit more there. And, you know, you'll find out when it comes up. Because I'm sure your people, whoever you have, we'll definitely let you know when one of us are doing a live. It just sucks to be you now because you think that it bothers me, and it doesn't. It doesn't. Yes, you definitely did show your receipt, Mama Bear. Absolutely. No exposing, just posing. Absolutely. 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 Ace, Dad's got yours. Daddy's got your get down. Get down off the table, me. There you go, big boy. Hold on a minute, guys. I gotta feed my dogs. My pupper doggies. Come on, Chris. Come on, Chris. Come on, Chris. Walk to the lady, Tammy. Walk to the lady.
He'll be right back. He just had to go to the bathroom. He'll be right back.
All right, I'm back. You know, but we saw you all walk away real slow for that camera. I walked away real slow. Why'd I walk away real slow? I had to feed my dogs. I got Mr. Ace over here on the side of me. I got Grizzly and Thor over there, and I got the three other ones in the kitchen. I got to bounce. The pug has a massage set. Really? Do thank you all for a good laughs. You know, in a wild crocodile. Thank you, Helen, for coming in. Tammy, you and Munch do the talk and the walk. Oh, listen, you have to, A1. You definitely have to. You know, it comes down to, I'm not going to sit there and have people talk shit about Tammy when they don't even know her, for one. Mama Bear probably knows more about Tammy than, I put it to you this way, you guys probably know more about Tammy than they do. All due honesty. You know, and there's no problem with that, you know, because Tammy don't pull no punches. Tammy don't, for one, Tammy can't lie. Tammy don't like to lie. So Tammy is a very honest and trustworthy person. Um, maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe that's a good thing. In their eyes, it's probably a bad thing because they think they're going to try to pull up something on her that's never going to be there. You know, and like I said, yeah, but the walk away was so sexy. That's fucking Cattle King. Listen, Mama Bear, put him to bed.
Put him on a leash.
Laugh my ass off. Haley's got the crocodile cooter. That's from Angel. Oh my God, these ladies. You know, but Tammy is that person to where she'll give the shirt off her back for you if you needed it. She's got two awesome kids. You know, she's got awesome grandbabies. Her dad is a really decent guy. Her mom's a little loopy, but I love her mom. She's comical sometimes.
My mother ain't no joke.
Yeah, her mother ain't no joke though. I mean, that's the thing. That's one woman that you know, honestly, I really don't back down from anybody, and I really will stand my ground with shit. But that woman, I don't know. I'd have to be really.
Stabbed the dude in the back with a butcher knife.
Yeah, she stabbed a dude in the back with a
twisted
butcher
it.
knife and twisted it and all that. She's not all there, but she's a good person. What I get a kick out of is that these people go on here on their lives and whatever, and say how they got all this information on Mama Bear. You know, they got this or that, and they got shit on me. All right. Well, I'm going to speak for me and Mama Bear. Okay. If you got all this shit, show it. Put it in front of us. I want to see my name on it. And when you do my name, you better have my government name. You better be giving me the name that my father gave me on my birth certificate. Okay? So you better make sure it's the right one. Because I'll stand behind Mama Bear. I'll sit here and tell you that right now.
And it's gonna take a
No,
lot.
Tammy's doing things in the house, Connie. She's right here. She's right across.
No, I'm right here.
Exactly, Mama Bear. I want to see it. I want to see it. If you're gonna say something about me, if you're gonna tell me, say that I did something or whatever the case may be, or this happened and I got it, I want to see it. I want to see it.
And people can keep on coming at me about my weight gain and my teeth and da 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 da. But my teeth, I've lost a couple of teeth from defending a female over a dude at a bar one night, 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago. Not from drugs.
You know.
So you can bite me on that one.
Make sure it's a court record and it is legit, because I'm going to come back at you with all legal paperwork on you. Absolutely. See, this is what they don't understand, Mama Bear. I mean, I finally meet Tammy and the poor girl wearing a turtleneck sweater. She ain't wearing a turtleneck sweater. I've never, listen, Tammy and I've been together for fucking over 2 years. I've never seen her in a turtleneck sweater. Sweatshirts, hooded sweatshirts. Hey, I'll tell you that all day. That woman right there will go to bed in sweatpants and a hooded sweatshirt with the hood up. Okay? She makes me sweat. She makes me sweat just looking at her.
Very rarely I'll wear a turtleneck.
Okay? Us girls have to be there for each other like that, especially in a bar. Yes, very true. Very true. But you know, Mama Bear, that's what it is. You know, they sit there and they say how they have all this shit on us. Where is it? You can fix teeth. This is from Angel. You can fix teeth. You can't fix ugly, not even with bozo makeup. Very true. Very true. And her father, Angel, her father gets on her ass all the time to go have her teeth fixed. Once you have to read the previous comments before turtleneck. Well, I didn't read the previous comments. Jesus Christ, Connie. Why don't you give me a heads up first? Okay?
Oh,
You got to give me a heads up. You know, so for needless to say, you know, they probably thought that this live was going to be about Andrew. No.
When it's
It's not.
needed, when it's needed to be about him, it will.
It's not about Andrew. You know.
A lot of people out there are losing their touch though since Munch has been on.
It's Haley. You know, Haley likes to. Yes, at this age you can't. At this stage you can't fix stupid either. No, because you want to know something. Haley, she's stupid. Okay. I don't know if she just got hit with the stupid branch. I don't know if she fell out of a tree. But I bet you if that bitch fell down the tree, she hit every fucking stupid branch on the way down. Okay.
And I don't start saying nothing to nobody until I hear them say something.
You can put lipstick on a pig, but ta-da! It's still a Haley. Angel says you can lose weight. I mean, inside is a beautiful person, inside and out. Yes, very true. Very true.
And I'm less than 170 pounds.
No. But Haley, I mean, hey, you wanted to do this, so we're gonna do it. But I hope you're ready for it, though, because you're the one that's gonna look like the asshole, not me. Was I an asshole for feeding into it right in the beginning? Yes, but you want to know something? Not just one person told me to watch it. Not just one person. Multiple. Why? Because they know how you are.
Even other men.
Even other men. Okay, told me. Okay, even other men told me to watch myself.
And that was before all that happened.
Okay, so it is what it is. Oh, they say I'm fat, and Mama Bear weighs 135 pounds. You know, it's like, you know, it's are they that
They're coming at
disgusted?
me like
Are they that disgusted in themselves to where they have to call other people fat? You know, have you ever noticed with Haley when she does her lives, you know, like this, and she's got to pull her. Why? Any other female that I've been on a live with, even Mama Bear, I mean, I don't see other women doing that shit. So what are you trying to prove? That you got cleavage? That you got too much makeup on your fucking eyes? Because you do. You look like a fucking clown.
My daughter would yell at her for the way she does her
Okay.
eyebrows.
Listen, there ain't nothing wrong with being a little fluffy. You know, there's not, I mean, people, you know, there's some women out there. I mean, Tammy says she's fat all the time. No, she's not fat.
I'm husky.
She gained a little weight. Oh, well. Okay. There's women out there that are, and I wouldn't even consider them fat. They're just obese. There's nothing wrong. As long as you feel comfortable with yourself.
And then how Elisa said she was prettier.
If you feel comfortable with yourself, that's fine. But if you don't feel comfortable with yourself, and if you want to do something about it, then you take that into your own hands and you lose the weight that you want to lose. You become the figure that you want to become. And you do what you have to do to make yourself feel better about yourself.
There's a lot of bigger women out there that are absolutely gorgeous. And their personality to boot, character.
Woo, absolutely, SS Brown baby. We had her back. But then she turned to the dark side. You know? You know, when she did her live last night, a woman came up, and I'm not saying no names or anything like that. A woman came up and says that because I was mentioned, not by that woman, no, or by that person or whatever. I don't know if it was a woman or a man, because I wasn't really paying attention, but I did read some of the comments. That he or she stated that they don't really talk too much, that much. I know who this person is. They know who I am. And like I said, I'm not mentioning no names or anything. I like that person very much.
Haley jumped right on it.
Haley, I believe, felt like she was being shown that attention. Not just by me, but anybody that gets into her lives, she's showing that attention. And she goes for it. And she runs with it. What matters is my husband is happy with my fat. Very true, Angel. Very true. Not once did I ever say to Tammy that she's fat. Not once. Not
He's
once.
never body shamed me.
I've never body shamed her at all.
He only goes at people that are ugly inside. And because this YouTube bullshit is turning ugly, he decides to do YouTubing now for that purpose. No shame in his game.
You know, but you know, how many times do I got to call somebody out? How many times do I got to call people out? Because honestly, let me tell you something. No bullshit. If all those people that want to talk shit, that like to talk shit, if they were face to face, if they were put in the same room with me, would they talk that same shit? Would they talk that same shit? I can almost bet my life on it that they wouldn't. That they would try to be my fucking best friend.
Come on, Grace. Go potty.
Exploited innocent. Hi, everyone. I'm a little bit behind, but didn't Haley do this before with Matthew SF? Then she blamed him for her relapse that time. Why does this seem to want another woman, man, all the time? So wrong.
Go potty.
Yes, and spoke on his child. Okay, I'm not the only one, but boobs. My point is, he likes where my fat is. But listen, though, Angel, that's a good thing. It sounds like he's a good man. But not once did I ever tell Tammy that was she. I never said anything negative about her body. Never, never. She could be in there taking a shower, and I'll just and Tammy will tell you. Tammy will tell you. I'll go in there, and she'll think I'm going to the bathroom or something. What do you mean?
Oh, now I find this out.
And I go in there, and I'll just pull the shower curtain back. And then all of a sudden she turns around and tells me to get the fuck out of the bathroom. All right. Because she doesn't want me to see her. It's not like I've never seen her naked before. She's uncomfortable with her body. So I respect that with her, There's nothing wrong with a woman or even a man being uncomfortable with their body. Yes, should I lose a few pounds? Absolutely. Does it have to do with all the drinking I've done? Probably. Should I go to the gym? Probably. Should I walk my dogs a lot more than I do? Absolutely. Do I need more exercise? Should I eat a little bit healthier? We all should. But you want to know something? I like my steak. I like my potato. I like pasta. I do homemade spaghetti sauce, homemade chicken noodles. I mean, come on.
I'll have steak every night.
You ask Tammy, she'll have. Listen, I got a chest freezer full of filet mignon and prime rib and New York strip. Tammy likes steak. But she also likes tube steak too. Shh, don't tell nobody.
So stupid.
But you gotta make a joke out of it sometimes. I mean, it's like people take everything just to heart, and then you have idiots that just want to jump off the bandwagon and just think they can, say and do whatever the fuck they think they want to do, and it's not going to have no repercussion. Oh, look at me. I flashed Tammy my man boobies. Oh, I know. Listen, as a matter of fact, Cattle King, you say that, She says you have better looking boobies than Haley. But one minute they're Haley's, next minute they're her sister's, and the next minute it's the sister's husband's girlfriend, side chick, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know. I think they're shares. They might be shares because, come to find out, I guess Cher shared a bunch of shit with Fred. And that came right out of Haley's mouth, and I didn't even want that information because I don't follow Fred. I don't follow Ziggy, and I don't follow Cher. Why the fuck am I going to follow them? They don't do nothing for me. I sure the fuck ain't gonna do nothing for them. Okay. First came on to Matthew's panel for an interview. Haley went the fuck off, threw a fit, then blamed him for her relapse. Yes, that's what she did with Bro. But since you just came in exploited, I'm going to explain something to you. Being that I am in early recovery of alcohol. Okay, a way a relapse works. Okay, is you've already relapsed before you actually physically do the relapse. So Haley using Roe, and I'm not sticking up for Roe. Okay, I'm not sticking up for Roe. You've already relapsed in your head before you even physically relapsed. So for her to blame that relapse on Roe, that's just her escape route. Because what I've learned in NA, because NA is just not, yes, it's called Narcotics Anonymous. Okay. Alcohol is a narcotic. It's a legal narcotic. Roe might have just added to it. Okay. But don't sit there and say how Roe, you watching Roe's live made you relapse. You've already had that in your head. That was in your head prior.
Or just being on YouTube is.
Her being on YouTube, just like Tammy said, okay, and I'll repeat it. Her just being on YouTube, that's a fucking you already you talking about it. You've already thought about relapse, even before you physically do it. Okay, so it is a proven fact. I can get literature on it, the whole 9 yards, Hallie, if you want. I have no problem proving. I have no problem showing paperwork. Okay, you guys knock it off now. What I say? You keep it up, I'm gonna have Thor fuck yous all up.
Thor, enough.
The only one that ever made me go back to drinking was myself. Nobody tied me up and poured the alcohol down my throat, opened that beer for me, and held me back and poured it in my mouth. No.
Enough. Don't snuffle at me. Hey.
Smack that boy. Hey. Hold on 1 minute, guys. I said no. You keep it up, I'm gonna ship your ass down to Mama Bear. You know, so for her to go on there and blame somebody, that's just an escape route. That's taking the easy way out, I should say, is what it's called. Easy way out. I'm not gonna take the easy way out. Because like I said, I'm on the Vivitrol shot. So if my fellow ladies would love to do research on the Vivitrol shot, please do. Because I'm actually going to get proof that I actually received the shot. That way I can shut her the fuck up for that. Okay. See, I think Ro would make a damn good poster child for what drug abuse can make you look. Drugs are bad. Yeah. Yeah, listen, this one's bigger than yours. You think you have bruises and you were sore before? He body checks Tammy and puts her into the wall. Connie, I agree because you know what? She is an attention whore, is what she is. She wants all eyes to be on her. It just didn't happen to me, and what I'm going to say, but I was doing a live and she gets on there and she messages me and tells me to drop my live to go watch Cher or whoever.
When she was over talking on one of your lives, she ended up getting off one of your lives.
She actually did the same thing to Mama Bear. Because Mama Bear, and if I didn't respond to her message right away, she thought Mama Bear and I were messaging each other back and forth. And she thought the same thing with Mama Bear. Like, she is so panicky that she thinks everybody is talking about her. Does she think all eyes have to be on her? No. Trust me.
We don't ever talk about
it. I never really talked about it. But now we're gonna. Now we're gonna make it a point to talk about you. So, Haley, if you're listening, or if you got well, I don't know how many people you got, subscribers or followers or whatever the case may be. But if you do have people listening, stay tuned because it's only going to get better.
We stuck up for you and it bit us in our ass.
You know, I went on there, I stuck up for you, I defended you, because I didn't think it was right the way they were doing it. But you live and learn. You live and learn. So now it's game time. Her flirty boobs looks make me want to puke. Yeah, she brought it on herself, Connie. This is what, that's what happened. She brought it on herself. And Tammy knew about it. She thinks I was hiding it from Tammy knew. Listen, I put it to you this way. This is how good Tammy is. Okay. Tammy knew before I even knew she knew. How about that? I was busy in another live. Then I was on the phone with one of my kids, and she got mad because I didn't answer her inboxing calls. You're not that important over my kids. Sorry, but you're not mine. That's right. That's right. Absolutely right, Mama Bear. No, better stop that shit, cat. Okay. Important enough to stop my conversation with my kids. Exactly. Exactly, Mama Bear. But that's Haley, though. Haley needs the attention, all eyes on her, and it doesn't work that way. It doesn't. And like I said before, drama sells on this shit. I get that. That's one thing I'll agree with Andrew on, and I'm sorry to say it, but that's one thing I'll agree with Andrew on.
But the funny thing, look at the stuff you're doing, and you're actually getting pretty good views. We're just not getting paid for it. That's not what it's about.
Drama sells. I'll do the drama, but I'd rather get into more serious shit. But with this shit right here that we're talking about today, that's drama. That's drama. And that's definitely up my alley for right now. My God, boy, relax. Get down. So if she wants to play, we can play. Which Mama Bear, you already know. We're gonna play. We're gonna play. We're definitely gonna play. And like I said, we're gonna do clips. We're gonna make it go out. We're gonna make it span out a little bit. We're gonna make a nice little. We're probably gonna get a good some decent people on there. Probably. There's gonna be a lot of comments, to be honest with you. I mean, a lot. It's probably definitely gonna be well over a 2-hour live. So everybody better strap on their seatbelt because this is going to be a fucking ride that you might want to stay on. Haley, on the other hand,
she should have left us alone when we told her to leave us alone, and she didn't. And then she turns it around like telling me not to blow up her phone. I answered only questions, a couple times? I didn't blow up her phone.
Well, Mama Bear, you got that information. You'll see exactly how many times she blew up Tammy's phone.
That's how much trust I have in Mama Bear. She's got my personal info.
So I know it's a beautiful day out there today. Absolutely is. I know Tammy's got to do some runs. But I enjoy doing this. And it's just going to get better. Roser might get jealous then. Cattle King says, fuck no, I'll go gay first. Hey, buddy. No. You're not doing that shit. You ain't going gay.
Off.
Listen, if you go gay, I'll go gay.
Wait. The pink shall begin.
A1, I might have to dress up for one of my lives. I might have to put the pink nail polish on and maybe a pink tank top. I know you all want to see me in the pink underwear. That can't happen right yet. Okay. I got to make sure they're clean or I'll just go buy a new pair. Would you guys prefer the boxer briefs? The tighty whitey types? Thongs? Bikini? You guys got to tell me. Okay. Pink, is it? Yes, I told you. I said the other day, pink. Remember? She dropped the flip flop and grabbed her clogs from Connie with the clogs now. Innocent. Yeah, we're all innocent, Mama Bear. We're all innocent. Hot pink anything. Laugh out loud. That was A1. A1, I love you. I love you.
We gotta give him a show.
You are awesome. I love it when you come on.
No, you girls are definitely a good influence on them.
Yes, you guys are awesome. I love it. I want to see the ones that house your hose that you will wear for Halloween. Really, Connie? Only you? My God. Tammy, I'm gonna have to let you have access to do videos as well. You will like doing that. Oh, I know. That's why listen. Next, if I do a live later or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna have to have her just straighten her hair, put a little eye makeup on. That way you guys can see Connie, or not Connie, Connie,
you go on my
Bear,
Facebook.
You guys can all see Tammy,
I have even natural pictures on
Yeah.
my Facebook.
Munch, glad you know I am all about fun, but can get serious. Oh yeah, I mean, that's what it is. You know, I can get serious too. I mean, I listen honestly, A1. I look at all this shit and I laugh about it. You ask Tammy, I laugh about it. I actually mumble to myself walking through the house. I'm like, I can't believe that fucking just happened, and I start laughing, and it's like it's fucking crazy. Like
Thor.
elephant head underscore.
Enough.
Yeah, elephant head underscore. Yeah, okay, Connie. No way. I'm not putting my thing in a fucking elephant trunk and swinging it around, okay? Jesus fucking Christ, Connie. Relax, girl.
Didn't Melissa buy you something? Or was
Not
gonna?
like
Oh
that. She
no,
was
we
gonna.
were. No, we were
She
gonna.
was
Yeah,
gonna.
for the Christmas thing.
Yeah. But it is. It's all about fun. And that's what that's what a lot of people on the YouTube, in the YouTube world don't get anymore. You know, it's supposed to be about fun.
They hate because the attention's not with them, with you in the middle of that crowd.
You know, I'm not. You know, when I was with, you can take us on Munch Tammy date night. Of course. Listen, you think I would have a problem doing a fucking live while we're sitting at a fancy restaurant and have everybody else?
Let's go to Burger King.
You know, I have no problem doing it. There's no shame in my game. Nobody can embarrass me but myself. That's it. Yes, I got a little blushy earlier with the shit that fucking Helen was coming out with, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, I like that, but that's fun. Hold on. Connie said, oh, can you tie it in a bow? Tie what in a bow?
Your wiener.
No, I can't tie my wiener in a bow. Is that what you're
I
asking?
have to stretch it.
Oh my God.
I can if I was to stretch it.
Listen, I gotta get out the pepper shaker. I gotta make it sneeze. That way it comes out of its shell and I can catch it with the tweezers. Okay. I said this before. Mama Bear knows because I said it in front of Cattle King. So, but see, it's fun. It is fun. I can do the helicopter. Yeah, maybe the back little router. So what?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Cattle King, don't you have someplace to go? Don't you have work to do? But it is. This is no playing turtle. That's A1. No playing turtle. Okay. No playing turtle. Where's my shoes, you fuckers? But see, it's
I was
funny.
about to say something. That's way out there.
Yeah, don't say no. Don't put nothing
That's
way out there.
Huh? It's not about a hard on. And if you were there.
Shut up, Tammy. See, you guys.
See if you can walk across the floor with a hard on.
See, you guys are corrupting my girlfriend's mind now. She is no longer allowed to be on the YouTube live with me no more. Okay. We're going to time her out.
Hey, what are you doing?
But that's what it is. It's still behind. Restream doesn't let me 2 times to catch up, but Mama Bear has gained subs due to the fact that she's real. She came onto this platform for one purpose, and after years, still here for the same purpose. Exploited. That's how it was. She came on for one reason and one reason only, and the thing. Have a good day, exploited. But good to see you coming out of your shell, Rob. I don't know how to take that now because I'm not even going there. Good morning, Pam. Very nice of you to show up. Thank you. But it's fun. You got to have fun. You got to laugh. You got to joke around. And that's what makes your day go by. And I think a lot of people lost that because I remember a time when I first started doing this, like Mama Bear will tell you. I mean, that's what we used to do. Even Connie. I mean, we used to laugh, joke around. We all used to FaceTime each other, video chat each other, and just have a good time. But then there was time that we all got serious too, and that's the way it should be. You can't be serious all the time. Cattle King, did you just put a turtle up? You did, fucker. All right. It's okay. But that's what it was about, you know, having fun, having laughs, joking around with each other, You know, nothing ever got taken to heart, you know. But now it's
like they're afraid someone's going to take the
because
attraction
I
away from
talk,
them.
you know, because I talk to one person, they don't like that, or because that person talked to that person, they don't like that because they have a problem with that person. I mean, come on. We're all supposed to be adults.
And all you Mama Bear haters, give me one good reason why you don't want us being friends with Mama Bear. And maybe I'll reconsider. Bet you can't come up with one.
Mama Bear's not a bad person.
She exposes people.
Just like Act Right. You know, it's like, you know, they go on there and they talk shit about her. You know, then you bring the poor woman's mother into it. What do you get out of that? You know? What do you get out of that? Does it make you hard? Because you're picking on an older woman, you know, you're making comments about an older woman that has nothing to do with YouTube at all. You know, how do you know what kind of physical condition that woman's in? How do you know if she has any kind of walking issues? You know?
Lips is one of the shallowest.
You know, I want that reason too, Mama Bear. I want that reason. I want to know why it's such a problem with me talking to you. What, because I was their friends first? Well, you didn't do nothing wrong to me. I didn't do nothing wrong to you. So why wouldn't I talk to you? All of a sudden, boom, I start talking to you, and all of a sudden they have a fucking problem with it. They couldn't be adults about it and come to me and say, hey, you know what? We don't care that you're talking to Mama Bear, but just leave our names out of it. Okay. I would have been fine with that. I would have been perfectly fine with
I
that.
had to do a live and talk so much shit.
I need to go. A1, you have a good day. We'll speak to you later, dear.
Love you, A1.
So what is the big problem with me talking to Mama Bear? I don't know. You know too much and you can tell us and they don't want. Oh, exactly.
Exactly what it is.
Exactly. Because I know a lot about them. I could go on and on and on. You know, I can go back to the first time I met Elisa. I could go back and tell you all the shit I've seen with the kids, how they were treated, all kinds of shit. All kinds of shit. But the kids don't need to be brought up into it. I want to know why they all hate me. I want the real reason, not some makeup manufacturer. Exactly. Exactly.
They can't come up with a reason. That's why they keep on going off the way they go off, because they really don't have a legitimate reason.
I mean, if Andrew thinks that she chose the better man,
I'll tell her how she messaged me.
Okay. Okay. Well, supposedly, you know, on that live that Andrew did, and if you look at the comments, Haley was on there. Haley personally asked Andrew for his email. She emailed him. As soon as he got the email, he took his phone into the bedroom where the wifey is. From what Haley's saying, because she did conversate or whatever with Elisa, from what Haley's saying, quote unquote, that the girls miss me and Elisa misses our friendship. We'd still have a friendship if it didn't go this far. So if there's a problem with me talking to Mama Bear or anybody else on this panel, newsflash,
Stop.
I'm not going to stop. That's possible, Mama Bear. Is it because I make y'all remember right from wrong? Yeah. because they think their wrongs are rights, and they're not. They're not. They think they're right. You know, they think they're right on a lot of shit. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll tell you I'm wrong. You know, but if I know I'm right, let me tell you something. I'm going to stand behind my decision. I'm going to make sure that I prove that I'm right. That's a fact.
And tell them how they're always on YouTube saying, "Oh, she picked the better man," but on Haley's messages, it's Elisa saying something about how you were going to move in there,
Yeah. Yeah. So
but you chose to
yeah,
be
yeah.
solid with me.
Yeah. But it is what it is. You know, I really don't care if they think she picked the better man, which I don't know what other man she was picking, honestly. It just sucks that her and I lost a friendship over it. But it is what it is, you know. Does it bother me some? Sure it does. Um, because I do remember a lot of good conversations, a lot of good times with Elisa and even Andrew, you know. But it is what it is. I can't change it.
You're not going to be made to choose.
You know, I'm not going to be made. You know, I'm an adult. I can make my own decisions. You know, I don't need somebody to try to be
Leave the cat alone.
Try to be my mother. I got one mother. You know, Mama Bear. That is 100% the reason you see what they try to hide, and you see why they came to distract. In Summer's case, to them, you are a threat. Well, yeah, that's the way I look at it too. You know, um, but Mama Bear is not the only threat. You know, there's multiple people out there that stand behind that stand behind the Summer Wells case, and they don't like it. They get very offensive when you even say her name.
Ace.
You know, I remember a time when Elisa got irate and came out and says, "The fucking girl's gone." You know, it's been 4 years. You know, it's still a little girl that's missing, regardless of whose child it is, and regardless of um, what we think about the parents, you know, doing whatever they have done. It's still a little girl. It doesn't matter if it's that little girl or if it's my little girl or if it's somebody else's little girl. You know, and that's the thing, Mama Bear. Yeah, you're that right there is very true. You're just a little person. You're not law enforcement and shit like that. You know, why you all scared of me? I don't know. Maybe you've exposed shit that they never thought would come out. Maybe you read through their bullshit. You know, that's the only thing I can think of. Um, I have several videos of them implying they did something horrible, and yet folks want to say, "Oh, it's fun and games." I know that's what's sad. You know, they implicate themselves in shit. You know, and then it's all fun and games. You don't. That's something that you don't joke around about. You know, I hate to say, I wouldn't joke around about a missing child. It doesn't matter what child it is. I wouldn't joke around about a missing child. It's no different than hearing about a child being molested and whatever. That's something that you don't joke around about. You know, that's where I had the issue with Andrew in the beginning.
Knock it off.
When I said fuck it, I'm gonna start doing lives. That's when he called up a certain person and personally called her and did a live on it. Did it right on the live and asked her about, oh, I heard a rumor. What do you mean you heard a rumor? It's not that it's a rumor. You just plain out and simply came out and asked the fucking woman what if it's true. You know, something that happened to this woman 10 years ago. Okay. Speaking of triggers, okay, because triggers just don't work in drug use or alcohol use. It also triggers, certain things can trigger that person, a woman or a man or a child, of something that happened to them. So when Andrew asked this question, doesn't matter if it was 5 months ago or 10 years. She's trying to put it behind her to move on in her life. So now what would have happened if you triggered this woman and she had a mental breakdown? She ended up in a place to get mental help. I mean, I know Andrew doesn't care because he sits there on his lives all the time and says, I can do what I want. I can do what I want. Well, sure, you can do what you want. Absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with that. But
There's boundaries.
and that's what it comes down to, boundaries. Pam O'Connor says, any chances of trafficking? You know what? I'm not going to speculate or anything like that, and I'm not really going to touch on that subject. Trafficking is all over the world, and it's a shame.
We don't want to think that he's
You know,
capable of something like that.
I don't want to think that he's capable of that, or even the parents are. But it's funny how you bring that up because it's always brought up. You know, so is it a possibility? In my opinion, yes, and that's my opinion. You know,
You think about it.
no, no child deserves that. Even with the lies they got my child to say, child said, "Mama, I need you. Best believe, and on my way, and I'm going to bring hell with me when I come. I promise on my last breath, I'll die behind my." Children don't deserve. For one, children don't ask to be brought into this world. I'm not a big um, religion. I'm not a big religious guy. Um, yes, I have read the Bible and all that shit, but I'm just not a religious guy. Everybody has their own beliefs in religion. Um, and what I believe is we're all God's children. God rest her soul. You know, my grandmother, she probably, she's probably rolling around right now because I said that. Um, wow, look at Jim Smith. Hey, tough guy. Well, Jim Smith, if you think I'm a tough guy, I don't care who you are or where you're from. If you want to see a tough guy, you're more than welcome to come on. You're more than welcome to come meet me face to face. And do me a favor. Bring your brother. Bring your brother Andrew. Because I'll tell you what, I'll beat both of your asses at the same time. How about that? Okay? So the only tough guy that's on here right now is you. Okay? I don't think I'm a tough guy. Absolutely not. But I will guarantee, and it's not a promise and it's not a threat. I'll guarantee you that I'll beat both your asses at the same time.
That's funny how they come up on your guys' lives and just start
They just talk shit.
talking shit.
I like shit talkers. I like shit talkers. I mean, Jim Smith, if you want to get up there, I'll be more than glad to drop a link. Let me see your face. You see mine.
Are you the Jim Smith from Nassau, New York? Schodack, New York?
Mention trafficking and Jim pops up then. I know. What a coincidence. What a coincidence. It's what we call, he's taking a 30-minute nap. All right, Mama Bear. Listen, he's very lucky that Act Right wasn't in here. But I don't know. And it's funny because, as soon as you say something about trafficking or even that little girl, you always have these people that want to pop up. Well, he's the Jim Smith from Panda account. I figured that. Mama Bear found that out. You know, but that's what it is. If you mention anything about trafficking or that little girl, you always have these people that pop up, you know, show your face. You know, that's the thing. You want to come up, you want to, you know, you want to watch my live, you want to restream it the whole 9 yards. I don't care. But everybody deserves an answer. Yeah, pandas come out with fake accounts. I know. Then Pam says, I will never understand how anyone could be disrespectful of a child. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. You know, children are innocent. You know, children are God's part of God's creatures, just like we all are.
So much for our children being our future, though,
You
in a
know?
world like this.
Our listen, and I hate to sound like this, and I hate to put it out there like this, but you know what? This younger generation, you know, is fucked. You know, it is. I mean, the way our politics are, the way how ugly this world is, how ugly humans are towards other humans. It's a shame. It's a shame, really. Mama Bear didn't let me hit no one with my pretty wrench. Oh, Mama Bear took that wrench away from you. She didn't let you whack anybody for 30 minutes. You got to be a little bit quicker, Cattle King. You know, Connie says Panda can only talk behind his keyboard. God forbid you walk by his house. I don't walk by his house, as a matter of fact. You know, everybody thinks Lips made the comment that I stalk Andrew, that I walk past his house. I don't even go down that end of the street, to be honest with you.
You did that one time when you sat on his porch.
I did that one time when I sat on his porch and they didn't want to come out and play. Because he didn't want to come out and play because his wife told him what to do. No, your wife didn't tell you what to do. You called the cops on your own because that's what you do. Because if you remember correctly, Andrew, and I'll just put it out there one more time. Anytime that you and I had a physical altercation, and it was mostly me doing the physical part because you're too pussy to even put your hands up, you call the cops, not your wife. Not your wife. But you're supposed to be the man of the house. Didn't we see that on the Fulton County Scanner Facebook page? Yes, you did. Because as soon as I left his house, he came back up and sat on my porch and cracked a beer. I had 2 police officers pull up in front of my house. You know what they said to me? Rob, we don't care what you do. Just don't go down there no more tonight. There you go. See? See? And when it came over dispatch, it said how a male called because there was another male, Robert Thompson, sitting on his porch. So, what does your wife have to do with it? You know, it's sad. Nobody wants to come out and play with lunch. Why not? Are you afraid to get hurt? Are you afraid to be sucking out of a straw for 6 months? Or you can't write or type on your keyboard? You want to be a man, but you don't want to suffer the consequences. You know, you can call me a douchebag all behind your camera, in front of your camera, in front of your screen. I'm good with that. Yeah, they do. He honestly, he is a joke because that's all he does. That's all he's ever done is talk shit either over Facebook, Messenger, or YouTube. That's all he's ever done. He's never confronted anybody face to face. He's never. Um, like I said, I've smacked him up a couple times. He's called the cops. Cops just tell me to stay away from him. Not once did his wife ever get up out of a chair or even tell me to stop. Not once. Not once. You know, he is a big shit talker.
But because you're not there for her security reasons, now she lets him do whatever he wants.
And I protected Elisa a lot, you know. I wouldn't let anybody disrespect Elisa in front of me or anything like that. Because Elisa was my friend. But now that I'm not there, she's got him. Let me guess. She's under the panda protection. Is that what it is? Because I like that. I like that. Well, like I said, this live isn't about Andrew. You know, but I like to throw my little shit sticks in there once in a while. You know, just to let him know that I know he's watching, which I don't care about. If it gives you views, it gives you views. It doesn't bother me. You're the one that's trying to make money off it, you know. And just to set something straight, Andrew, I didn't say that, you know, your wife bought you specifically that computer, okay? But I know your wife did buy you a computer with the tax money, probably for your birthday, okay? You know, your first gaming computer, the first one there that I seen. Maybe you did buy this one, whatever. Maybe you did buy the girls their game systems. I don't know. But, you know, you have proof. You got receipts. Because that's what you like to see all the time. Right?
Yeah, but you even show them the receipts. They
Oh,
don't.
I know. You show
They
you
go
can,
around that
listen,
one.
you can show them all the receipts all day. You can show them all the documentation, all the paperwork, the whole 9 yards, and they still beat around the bush. They don't want to answer the questions. You know? Right, Pam? How does one get it wrong where she was dressed? Exactly, Connie. I thought that came from the alley scam. You know, Tina, the thing is, oh hell, I'm Thompson on my mother's side. Oh boy, that's it. That's Angel. Um,
A year ago, that
That's-
video was
that-
Hunter. Hunter said that
that's a good question because a year ago, I believe Hunter said something about that.
Elisa bought him one.
You know, Lisa bought him one computer, but I don't know. You know, because Andrew sits there and says no that he bought it. You know, he made the money off of YouTube. Maybe he did. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. You know, I can't say yes. I can't say no. You wouldn't believe what I got for my last. No, I don't even want to. Cattle King, I don't even want to know what you got for your last birthday. Mama Bear, who you flipping off and giving a ghost to? Is Ghost in here? Is Andrew related to Chad Hayes from Beach Creek? I'm not sure. Well, no. Andrew's last name is not Hayes. His last name is Hiltz.
Her last name.
Her last name is Hayes.
But you'll find a lot more.
You're flipping me off, Mama Bear? You know, but then when I brought up the scamming thing, you know, got offensive, which, you know, maybe it's true, maybe it's true. Okay. I don't know, and I don't really care. You know, when you sit there and you say that you gave all the money back, how do we know that you gave all the money back? You know,
He supposedly showed certain receipts, but only certain receipts.
Yeah. You can't be on the toilet asleep and Candace walk in to change some. True. You know, I don't care how he gets his computers. I don't care how he gets his game systems. But you know what? You know,
It's a principle.
it's just a principle. You know, you guys like facts. You guys like receipts. You know, and then when we prove them, you know, you guys beat around the bush and stuff like that. You know. Angel says, my grandfather is Paul Thompson. I don't know. Maybe it's a long lost relative of mine. I don't know. I mean, I know I got family out there that I've never met. But one thing I can say right now, Angel, we are not related to those fucking Thompsons in the Carolinas, those fucking inbreds. Okay? Because Dippy's married to a Thompson. And no relation. No relation. Just to let you know.
I never had anything against Dippy. I just overheard that on a live, and I've been doing rescue for many years, so I started research. That's it. Simple.
Like I said, when Haley did that live last night, Dippy went on there. Somebody asked Haley to give Dippy a wrench, and that's how it started.
Because Dippy's probably the one that will put Haley in her spot. She didn't, and she knew that.
Supposedly something was said. Supposedly Dippy said something. I don't know what was said or whatever the case may be about Haley. Really, none of my business. But I mean, she, you know, she she basically just fucking shut her right down. She goes on. Haley goes on there, and she's all buddy with the Panda Crew or whatever. Because that's what it comes up as, Panda Crew. But you just dissed one of Panda Crew's members. You know, why? Is there any truth to it, Haley? You know, I mean, as much as I might disagree with Dippy, and I might have said some shit, and I might have, pulled up some facts about, the dog rescue and shit like that. The only thing I'm saying is if you're running a fucking dog rescue, just do it the right way. Just do it the right way. Treat the animals good. That's what I want, all due honesty. Every animal, just like animals, just like kids. Animals are not asked to be brought into our lives. We choose to have them in our lives. And when we choose to have them in our lives, we take care of them like they're our own children, is what I'm saying. So let's get off that. I said what I said. So, Haley goes on there and totally disses her. Okay, so where's this going to leave you with Andrew? I mean, she sits there and says how she doesn't care. Does she? Does she? Honestly, because I believe she does. Because all she's doing when she does shit like this is she's burning her bridge with a lot of other people. And she's going to end up lonely. And the only one she's going to have is her John.
No. Thor.
It's. Allie was quick to tell a story of Candace bringing Summer over once at 3 a.m. overdosed with drugs. Yeah, they all did. You're very true. That's very true, Pam. You know, the more and more you dig into this, and the more and more you do research, and the more and more you listen to these lives, a lot of shit doesn't add up. A lot of shit changes. A lot of their comments. Oh no, I never said that. But then when you bring it up in a live or something like that, oh yeah, maybe I did. Whatever the case may be. I think that's anywhere we go. Um, the drug thing, I don't know about that. I heard about it, but I'm not sure about it. But it does. It comes right down to that little girl. And they get very upset when you bring it up. Yes, Andrew is all friendly and buddy with Candace now. But it is what it is. It is. Hey, if that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do.
But I bet you Candace's buddy never made it down there.
But that person that was supposed to go down and see Candace, newsflash, he never left. He never left. And Mama Bear knows who I'm talking about. And speaking of that, I'm going to find out some other information too. I actually put a little bug into somebody's little ear last night to find out some information for me. So, couple days, I should have something, and it should be okay. It should be good news, because then that means I can actually catch somebody in a lie. It's about a father and son relationship. Every time someone speaks on her case, this happens. What are y'all hiding? I know. They want everybody to let it go, Mama Bear, is what it is. That's what it is. They want everybody to let it go. They want everybody to forget about that little girl. And it doesn't happen that way. Yes, you do know. Yes.
That was just like the case with Sarah Ann Woods. No one forgot about that case.
Yeah.
They went on years and years and years
Yeah.
trying to figure out where he buried her.
Cattle King. Ooh. I know too. Joe Biden, right?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Listen, if I don't drink after dealing with Cattle King, I'm doing good. I'm doing really, really good. I'm doing really good. But yeah, you're very true though. Every time she gets brought up, this happens. What are they hiding? What else do they know?
And you don't need proof for the truth to eventually come out, because the truth will eventually come
You know, and the sad thing about it is, I've heard it multiple times. There's people out there that truly believe that Hunter or the older sister had something to do with Allison's passing. And that's sad. That's sad.
out.
Because as much as I've ever disagreed with my mother or my father, I never would wish any harm on my mother and father. Never. Never.
And Drew and Hunter didn't treat Allie
You know?
with a lot of respect.
That boy is not what he sounds to be, what he seems to be. Okay. I mean, I'm sure all of us have done that in our past. You know, I give that woman a lot of credit. You know, God rest her soul. I never got to meet her, but I wish I did. You know, what kind of bullshit did she go through? You know, what kind of shit did Hunter put her through? The oldest daughter put her through. Doesn't matter what kind of physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. It doesn't matter. What kind of abuse did those children put that poor woman through? And like everybody says, all these people are dying that had a connection with why? What are you hiding? I heard old Joe came up from eating at the Y with Candace and quoted from Clinton. I did not inhale. Mama Bear, send him to work, please.
If he continues, I'm gonna put him out.
I'm not sweeping shit on. No, absolutely not. Absolutely
And
not.
that's
And
what bothers me.
and it shouldn't be swept under the rug. And that's what's bothering people because they think just because it's been 4 years and there's no new information and there's no new evidence that it should be just hush hush. Well, guess what? Newsflash, assholes. It's not going to go hush hush. That's the problem. It's never going to go hush hush because there's a lot of people, not just in the YouTube community, but in the world and even in that state and sistering states that care about that little girl. You know, and it's just like Haley sitting there saying that I said that Mama Bear is going to solve the case. No, those words never came out of my mouth. The words that came out of my mouth was more than likely law enforcement or TBI are not going to be the ones that solve the case. It's going to be the YouTube community because there's people on the YouTube community that will not give up on it.
Haley's too all over the place to even be.
You know, 1 minute Haley's here, next minute she's there, then she's up here, and then she's down there. And it's like she's all over the place. She can't just
She's
stick
not
to
a good
one.
resource for suburbs.
You know, she just can't stick to one subject. You know, if you want to work, if you want to get involved in with the Summers case, then you concentrate on that, and you save other lives for other shit. Me, I can be all over the place. I can follow Summer's case. I can do my research on Summer's case, to be honest with you, and still do lives like this. But then I can also do serious lives about a little girl. And it doesn't even specifically have to be about that little girl. It can be about another child. You know, it's like the one time I said something about Summer Wells and she automatically thought that I wanted to talk about another missing child. And then she brings up earlier about, well, just cup of cake. Well, listen, Haley, it's a fucking joke between Mama Bear and I. It has nothing to do with a little girl that ended up being found dead or whatever the case may be. So you can put that in your meth pipe and smoke it too, okay? Or put that in your Xanax pill and swallow it. It doesn't matter. What we talk about with each other and call what we call each other cup of cake, okay, has nothing to do with that case. I have no idea what case you're even fucking talking about. So why don't you stay on one subject instead of bouncing all over the fucking place? Because your fucking brain is scrambled. You know when remember that old commercial with the egg in a frying pan? This is your brain. Then they crack the egg and it sizzles. That's your brain on drugs. Your brain is fucked. Seriously, your brain is fucked. They can remember every detail about who's doing what with who and who's sailing to, but no one knows anything about what happened to her, where she's at, what has her, who took her, was killed. Exactly. Then she's just trying to suck your Munchable. No, she ain't sucking my Munchable. I made that very clear this morning on my short or on my live, my first live. I told her exactly what was happening as I was doing it. You know, but Haley, I don't know. She's got like scrambled brain or something, you know? And what's the fucking deal with the music? Like, what are you playing the songs for?
I like Connie's taste in music way better.
You know? You know, I played that song that Connie sent me from Loretta Lynn, and oh my God, she blew up my phone when I played that song for opening. She blew up my phone. Sorry. That was just a nice opening song for a live. But I'll have many more, trust me. I'll have many more. All right, guys, I've been on here almost 2.5 hours. I know Tammy wants to do some stuff. I got some more stuff to do in the house. I want to get things done before, I'm not sure what we're doing tonight. I don't know. I was thinking about maybe skipping my NA meeting tonight. Maybe get my shit together and.
Why? Who's your trigger?
Oh, nobody's my trigger.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Nobody's my trigger. Enough.
He's gonna get sick.
Nobody's my trigger. I'm good. I got this beat, But I will definitely, make sure everybody knows. Only thing I ask for everybody is to just please do the research on Vivitrol. That way you have that for that information, for yourselves. That way you don't think I'm lying about it. But I will.
Yep. I knew it.
But I will definitely get the record of me taking the shot. I will definitely prove that because since Haley thinks I'm lying about it.
He said she called bullshit on it.
Yeah, she called bullshit on it. Yeah, honestly, Mama Bear, I probably will because I do like that NA meeting, but that's only for drug addicts. I might have to go to I might have to go to AA. Since NA doesn't cover that, but NA is everything. I'm just not the only person that had a drinking problem that led me to doing other stuff that go to NA. 90% of the people in there are in NA because of drinking and then doing drugs. So I'll leave it at that. But I will definitely prove to everyone, I don't need to prove it to Haley, but I'm going to prove it to my lovely ladies, okay, that I am on the Vivitrol shot. And Tammy can vouch for that. There's not one drop of alcohol in my house. There hasn't been in probably 60 days, if not more. But I will prove it. But do your research. Do your research, please. Vivitrol, it takes care of the alcohol cravings and opioids, which is good. Okay. And yes, I do, Tina. I have this. You know, I have a good woman behind me. They say you need a support system. And I do. I have a very, very good support system. Tammy is a very, very good support person. My parents, the people that I know in NA, I'm very close with a couple of the guys, and we talk on a daily basis. We all talk about it, and it's not a trigger. It's just something that we have to deal with on a daily basis. Does it get easier day by day? Yes. Do I look at it as that I have almost 60 days sober? I will have almost 60 days sober. But I look at it as every day is a new day. Every 24 hours is a new day. So I can have 20 years. It only counts as one day though, because each day is different for you when you're trying to beat that. So with that being said, ladies, it's been a pleasure. I greatly appreciate you all. I love you all. If I do another live tonight, or I'll get in touch with Mama Bear and see what kind of information we can get together here, and maybe I'll send her some stuff, and we will put something together either tonight, tomorrow, doesn't matter. But with that being said, thank you everybody. Greatly appreciate it. And until the next time, you guys have a wonderful day.
Love y'all.
Enjoy your loved ones. And if you have the day off, enjoy the nice weather wherever you are. Okay? Have a good one, guys. I love yous all.